Indeed, the research tells us very strongly that the reason that people leave sport, any sport, not just rugby league, leave it, is because there's nothing more to learn. There's no more challenge. We do things for challenge. So do your players. Give them a new challenge. And we were saying here, you were telling us about players were allowed to do their own moves, and that's a great strategy. Because then you as a coach watch and say, well, look, that's the direction they want to take. All you then do is go in and massage it a little bit, don't you? They're showing you the direction. It's fantastic. All right. They want recognition for effort. And we spoke about feedback. Giving them feedback, one-on-one feedback. Praise in public is good. If there's a large group of people, and this is my daughter Poppy, and I go to her school assemblies sometime, and Poppy will be recognised by a little certificate in front of the whole school, and they'll say, Poppy Aldous wrote a lovely story. That's what we call praise in public. So Poppy goes back to writing and she wants that certificate again. So it motivates her to keep going and writing a little better, so maybe she gets another one, because that public adulation, the public praise is great. Public criticism has a negative effect. So we criticise in private. And all of you guys told stories about coaches that couldn't do that. They weren't able to extract themselves from the group situation. Their mouth might have been a little bit on overdrive and they said something they probably regretted anyway. You know, with Langers, for example, and, you know, we talk about all the great coaches that coach NRL now, and they've all got that in common, that sometimes it slips and they regret it, that they criticise somebody in public. It's not a good look. It's not a good thing, particularly with the nature of the way society is at the moment, because people aren't used to being criticised at all, are they? Look at you, who's got kids? They don't handle criticism too well, do they, kids? They like positive feedback, but that's what they get at school now. It's all warm and fuzzy. When we were growing up, we were criticised, we were slapped around and all that sort of stuff. We can handle criticism. But kids these days, and the ones that are advancing through your junior reps and into your NRL squads, Pete, they don't like criticism, do they? Pete works down at Canberra with me, and we have some really talented players that we've got to kid glove a little bit, because if you criticise them, it knocks them back 6 weeks, don't they? So it's not easy.
There's a fine line between critiquing and criticising.
You mean subjective critique? Getting some facts and figures out there and running through it with them.
Yeah, just trying to improve. They just see it as a character assassination.
Yeah. They do. Do you understand what Paul's saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later on when we go through goal setting and coming up with subjective critique. Actually, statistics is a good way to subjectively critique, because it's actually a written figure. Do you understand? Right, so you can use that as a strong motivator without being too critical, because you can get the player to set a target for tackles in a match. Say you've got an under-18 team and you've got a guy that's not so keen to tackle, then sometimes it's better for him to set a goal and say, well, you know, how many tackles do you expect to do in the match? And if he says 16, then you can go up to him after the match, and it's a self-criticism. Do you understand the difference? We'll talk about that when we do goals.
What I was just going to say is the thing that I've learned, being a coach for the last, how long have we been now for? 14, 15 weeks, is that you're not just the coach, you're the father, you're the mother, you're confident, you know, you become pretty much everything to that particular player. And if you're not approachable, I think you pretty much lost the kid.
Yep.
So
the nature of the beast these days, isn't it?
So the hardest thing that I think I found, or not hard, is in relation, because I can talk to a fly on the wall, but is that you need to get their rapport pretty much straight away.
Yep.
And if you don't get that rapport with the players, I think you've lost them.
Yep.
And they won't do anything for you.
Yep.
It's the same as, you know, like the old, you know.
Is everybody listening to this? This is hands-on practice that's happening now.
Yeah, you can like Donnie Sinju coming here the other day. I was a conditioner for 6 years before I started coaching, but as a conditioner, if you don't have their trust, that no one will do anything for you. So first thing is to do is to gain their trust, and once you've got that, then you know, most people will do most things for you if they believe in you.
Yep. We agree. We can move on with that great story because it's conceptual, it's actually happening. And now I love this slide when I saw it, because that's what we do, isn't it? That's our job as coaches. You know, we've got a golf bag full of clubs, really, if we use that analogy, that we use to make this happen. And you've got to be careful. It's a fine line. We spoke about respect, and has anybody ever seen, have a look at the whiteboard, has anybody not seen that? The cornerstones of coaching? You've all seen it? Hey guys, take a copy. They're the cornerstones of coaching. If you want respect, and we all spoke about respect, if you want respect from all individuals, who do we respect? Take a look at those 5 words. The people we actually respect ourselves, they do that. We respect fairness. So as a coach, you've got to be fair. You can't play favourites, Bob Fulton. You can't have a squad of blokes, Phil Gould. You can't have a squad of blokes here and not talk to anybody else. That's not fair. Anthony Minicello told me a great story one day. He was so happy when Phil Gould left the club because he was a rising junior at that time. And he was so happy because Phil Gould didn't even acknowledge he existed. He was busting to get in the first grade meeting. Phil Gould didn't even talk to him. So it wasn't fair. They're organised. Good people are organised. So you as a coach, you've got to be organised. Don't get caught out being disorganised or players will lose respect. They want you to be organised, believe it or not. They want to have the dressing room okay before and after the game. If it means getting there 2 hours early, do it. Get to the dressing room and make sure it's nice when they get there. This bloke's all right. He knows what he's doing. And all you've done is cleared the room. It's simple. Moved a couple of tables, but they like it. Consistency is your other cornerstone. And this isn't really what I'm here to talk about. This is the basis of coaching. This is coaching method, any sport, anywhere. Right? Be consistent. Be consistent in your nature. We've heard stories about good cop, bad cop. Don't get angry. Don't be one of those blokes. Know yourself. Don't be one of those coaches that gets angry on the spur of the moment, blows up because you regret it later. You've got to go back and do all the spade work to rebuild the relationships. Be consistent in your nature. That's your personality. Be consistent. That's indeed what personality is. Consistent behaviour. So be yourself. Because if you go in there and act, one day you'll get found out. And it might destroy your whole team. Right? Knowledge. Be knowledgeable. Know your field as well as you can. Right? Learn as much as you can. Read. Look at videos. Listen. But be knowledgeable. Our field changes rapidly. Rugby league changes.